Okay, welcome, songwriter. This is Songwritersdaily. I'm kind of in a bit of a trench here. Hang on. So it's Wednesday, the 2nd of October, 2013, and today's show I'm going to speak about somebody I had a phone interview with, a songwriter. I had a phone interview and he spoke about rewriting songs and changing them a little, a reasonable amount. Hang on, I just want to adjust something. Sorry guys, sorry, just so I can kind of relax a little bit. I'm sorry. There, now I'm not so. Right, so yeah, so I wanted to run by you the parts of the interview that I thought were relevant to us, and his name is BILL BRODIE COUPLAND. He's on Bandcamp, I believe, and he writes very good songs. He's been writing for like 25 years, roughly. I think that's pretty accurate, and I class him a very top-notch writer. Now, I asked him when you decided to change chords in your songs. He had an established song start to finish, and then he decides to change the chords. So I asked, what defines the decision for you that says, yes, I'm going to change those chords? So here's one of his answers. He said, I asked myself, could the vocal have a better presence in a different key? So there's one thing. If you change the keys, and what he means by presence, I believe, I'm going to speak from my point of view. I'm not going to say this is what he believes, but this is my interpretation of it, is if I'm in a key that's more suitable to my vocal, maybe it's a bit high for me, so I lower the key so I'm singing a bit deeper and I can get those high notes more easily. Or maybe I was a bit too low and it really would sound better if I stretched myself in my vocal and got higher in my vocal. So he's looking for that. He's trying different keys to see if his vocal is suited better to that key. So that's something to keep in mind. Next, his answer. I asked myself, could the melody be stronger with different chords? So that's really relevant to what I always teach about chord rules when I show you those charts. The sort of rules of chords laid out in any key. It's all relevant. It doesn't matter what key you're in. So he might have had let's say he was in the key of C and he was playing an A minor. He might have, let's say he could have easily have decided, let me try this A minor with E minor in its place. Instead of A minor, I'll play it as an E minor and see how that suits the vocals. I'll keep the vocals the same as I've always sung it, but I'll put an E minor under it instead of an A minor. So things like that he had a look at. And then third, I asked myself, could the emotion of the could the emotion of his lyrics be translated better with all of the above? In other words, with those things, doing those things, would his lyric be translated better? So would the story of his song be better translated out to his audience? In other words, I believe that means, could I impact my audience? Could I draw my audience in more by doing these things that I just went through? Okay. So I think that's super duper relevant for us, for you the songwriter, me the songwriter, and that's what this show is all about, is getting better and better at songwriting, even better than we are. We can never stop. We're always going to keep evolving as a songwriter. So that's why this show is super relevant. It doesn't matter what level you're at. You've just come in at beginning songwriting. You've been doing it a while. You're kind of intermediate, middle grounds, fairly good, but a lot to learn. Or you're right up there and you feel like you know most things. You're always going to keep growing, and that's what we're doing here on this show. So I wanted to run that interview by you. It's BILL BRODIE COUPLAND, like I said. He's very valuable for me to speak to. He really has good insights into songwriting, and therefore I shared them with you today. And so that's the show. As I always say, keep on writing, keep turning up every day to your instrument to write something, get something going. Not every day you're going to write a whole song, but you're going to turn up to it. It's just like turning up to work, or you get into your job. Your job is to songwrite. That's what my job is, and your job is we write songs for the world. So turn up all the time. Good on you. If you have a question for me, get in touch with me and ask it. I'll answer it back. And look, I can't wait for Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.